All right, some more political fallout tonight as a result of these exclusive photos Fox 11 obtained. They show Governor Gavin Newsom attending an expensive dinner party. Tonight, we're learning more about who else was at that party, including two top California medical officials, lobbyists we're talking about. Bill Maluzhin live with that story tonight. Bill.
Yeah, Alex, ever since we aired these photos exclusively last night, it's caused a huge media firestorm. This story and these photos have really been picked up by media outlets all across the country. And these photos are not only calling into question Governor Newsom's account that this was an outdoor dinner. As you just mentioned, we're now finding out that two very high-level representatives from the California Medical Association were also at this dinner. And now that's causing outrage as well. Take a look. New fallout this evening over two photos obtained exclusively by Fox 11 Tuesday night. They showed Governor Gavin Newsom dining at the luxurious French Laundry restaurant in Napa. It was for the birthday dinner of well-known lobbyist Jason Kinney. No masks, no distancing, just hot water. The photos now picked up by media outlets all over. The New York Times, the Daily Mail, the New York Post, Politico, and many others in a story that has become a national symbol of do as I say, not as I do.
Well, I was shocked, first of all, that they were so close together and it didn't appear that they were outside.
Jamie Court is the president of the progressive organization Consumer Watchdog, and his shock didn't end with what he saw in the photos, but who he saw in them. A closer look reveals that Janice Norman, a top lobbyist for the California Medical Association, is sitting right next to Governor Newsom. On the other side is the CEO of the California Medical Association, Dustin Corcoran. Neither of them. As a matter of fact, nobody at the table was wearing a mask or distancing, despite the CMA funding an ad campaign this year urging people to wear their masks.
The message is forget the pandemic, sit as close as you can, no face coverings, no masks, no social distancing. This is the state's medical association. They speak for the doctors in the state, and their chief lobbyist and president are sitting shoulder to shoulder with the governor as though it's any time in American history, not the time of a pandemic. If I didn't know how long they've been there and how in with the association they were, I would say the medical association should fire the president and the lobbyists because it reflects really poorly on them.
Fox 11 reached out to Norman, Corcoran, and the CMA for comment, but didn't hear back from any of them. The photos also raised questions about Governor Newsom's claim during his apology that the dinner was outdoors.
It really appears as though the public was misled in the sense that it was maybe technically an outdoor area, but there was a chandelier. There was a sliding door that apparently was closed, and the governor was very close together with these guests.
Governor Newsom has apologized profusely and promised something like this will never happen again. But court says the governor needs a total about-face if he wants to start rebuilding his credibility with Californians.
I think this is one of those times where you step into it so much that that you got to buy another pair of shoes and throw those shoes out. And that's what the governor's got to do. He's got to get a new pair of shoes, man, and he's got to get some new he's got to get some new friends.
And Governor Newsom's camp has not apparently made any new statements about this controversy today. You'll remember late last night they told us that they didn't want to comment on the specific allegations in this story, the photos. They just referred us to the governor's apology, which he said on Monday. So we're waiting to see if Governor Newsom's team has anything else to say about this in the coming days. For now, we're live in West LA. We'll send it back to you.
Well, for the price of dinner at the French Laundry, you can buy a lot of shoes. Let's talk for a moment about what sort of where we go from here. We should point out that at the time, in Napa, what they were doing was technically legal because you could do indoor dining and people don't have to necessarily wear a mask while they're eating. It's just bad optics in terms of what we're looking at. And it was the mixing. That was the big issue here because the guidelines show that you're not supposed to mix with that many different families, right?
Yeah, and especially coming up to the Thanksgiving holiday, people feel it's hypocritical. Exactly what you said. The governor and his team are specifically telling people, do not mix with more than 3 households, and that's exactly what he did at that dinner party there, along with the fact that none of them were social distancing at all, and they weren't wearing any masks. So a few things that he's been urging Californians to do to stay safe during this pandemic as the numbers shoot up all over the place, that he didn't do himself, despite the fact that it was in an orange tier at the time. Napa now, like many other counties in California, has moved to a purple tier.
And the governor's office got a lot of attention when they put out that advisory that people should wear masks in between bites. Clearly that didn't happen there, and there's no evidence that that has ever happened at any dinner in the entire state. Bill Malugin, thank you for your reporting tonight.